Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We are playing in the Bestiary League as a solo self-found Spectral Shield Throw Marauder. And eventually we will become a Juggernaut, as a lot of Marauders are wont to do. For today, we are grabbing the waypoint here. And then we're gonna eliminate General Gravities. And after that we're gonna say hello to a Piety. And hopefully we'll say goodbye to Piety soon after as well. In between episodes I did a bit of crafting. You might have already seen some in the previous crafting video. One thing I want to add to that video is that the avian wretches, they are indeed associated with the crossroads, but the thing is they are associated not as primary mobs but they're guest monsters, so they only show up as rares effectively, which is good if you want to hunt for the red ones. But I went through the area about 5 times, then I went to the Western Forest, which also has avian wretches as a guest monster, and I ran through there once, and then I had reached my tax of grinding since, well, you might know by now, I really don't have the patience for grinding. Right.
I fought for God.
Bye bye.
Who do you fight for, Exile?
So we got a little bit of a power boost. Currently we're doing, well, if the totem is not there, we're doing 465 DPS. With the totem it becomes 530, and with a rallying cry that actually needs monsters nearby to get the damage bonus. But if that, we can boost it quite a little bit further. I have seen damage in the 600 range. So that's not quite bad if you consider that before upgrading to this new and improved shiny reinforced tower shield, my listed DPS was around 240. Also, we now have faster attacks linked with Spectral Shield Throw and maim support. So maim and Spectral Shield Throw were there. We had life gain on hits there that I have replaced with faster attacks. And I also replaced the weapon. Damage is only really relevant for shield charge, which also doubled its damage. But more importantly, claws have high dex requirements, as well as some int, so it is easy to get double green sockets on that. I was kind of tired of throwing chromes at swords that did not want to roll the way I wanted them to. One of the side effects is that my Reckoning and Vengeance, the AoE trigger skills, they now inherit the life gain for each enemy hit by attacks thing, which is kind of nice for defensive AoE triggers. So for now, that is nice. The Victario's flight that we found or crafted, I don't know, is it crafting or finding if you were effectively just randomly rolling something? But nope, I ended up equipping them because, as I said, they're pretty decent with the movement speed. So another place to look for the avian wretches is the gardens, which we'll go to soonish. But now, Lunar's Temple, and if I remember correctly, we have the Vaal Invasion prophecy going for us. You will find Vaal invaders in the Temple of Lunaris, that's this place, and destroy the monster who is leading them, which is the Vaal Oversoul in unleashed form. And I think we'll run into it somewhere pretty soonish. So level 29 area, I'm 31. All my gems are eager to level up, because I've been running around in some lower level areas where, of course, me as the player, I don't get that much XP because I'm over leveled, but my gems get full XP nonetheless. Speaking of guest monsters, there is a monkey there and an echo of a Vaal. Are we really gonna have to face them both? I would prefer to just lure the monkey out. Yeah, okay. If you're gonna go there, I'm gonna go here. Can I... Okay, just all nuts. Go, go, go. Throw net. And then weather. And I got a visored salad. Is that the peregrine? Nice. That's one of the helmets. That's maybe not so bad for this build. Also, we gain a level. Levels are good. So, should we be slightly less rude and stop ignoring the boss here? Yeah, let's do that. Hello, Mr. Boss. Do something. Okay, you know what? You summon things. I'll, what are you? Okay. My resists are not the best and brightest in the world. So, should I be able to curse you? Oh wait, you're so tall, the curse is floating over there. I thought I couldn't curse it. Or that the curse was not sticking, which is awkward.
At the sides of the great...
And thank you very much. Nice thing is, we don't have to wait half a minute for the next door to open. Now we have some skill points to assign. So let's see, where did we end last time? We ended here, so I'm gonna go further. Crimson Dance cut our bleeding in half, but we can now then have 8 stacks of bleeding, which is pretty neat. Especially for a build that does some bleeding, it's gonna be useful. So the Peregrine, it is a very nice helmet. It has a boatload of accuracy. Yeah, this is not good for comparing. Boatload of accuracy. It has, okay, armor and evasion. The item level is 31, so we can roll 4 sockets on this one. Increased rarity of items found. Some magic find is always nice. 30% lightning resistance. Currently, that is at 54. So, no, useful. Attack damage leech as mana, not useful. 10% increased attack, increased movement speed. Well, that would bring us to 35% movement speed. Minus some for wearing heavy armor, but that is still pretty nice. Currently we're at 17 instead of 25. So yeah, there's a penalty of 8 right now. Eventually we'll get rid of it once we get to the duelist area. Current one, it gives us a bit of cold res, so not all that great. Let's see, Flicker Strike is what I grabbed to replace a Leap Slam. That's one thing I missed. You can't Leap Slam with Sparkling Claws, cause surprise, surprise, you can't slam with claws. You are supposed to slice with them. So, yeah, I went to Flicker Strike as my fallback teleport skill. If I'm here and there's a ledge in between and there's a monster on the ledge, I can Flicker Strike to it. That kind of works. It has a target teleport option. If you don't target something, it's going to do a random one. So for now, that's it. Eventually, I'll replace it with Flame Dash, but I need to get access to the library for that. So I kind of want to keep that one. Vengeance is useful. Unbound Ailments is just whatever. Okay, so for now, I can't just instantly plop it in and replace it. That is what I was looking for, since I would need 1 green and 1 red socket. So we'll deal with it later. So we just move forward. Hello there, Flesh Fiend. Brent, Fiend, something. Inquisitor. Hey. With all of those lovely little distractions out of the way, let's continue our journey towards Lady Piety. Oh, in other positive news, I'm full of positive news today. I managed to unlock, what's his face? Haku. I fell while scouring the world for more monsters. I found Haku twice, managed to get him to level 3, so he offered me a hideout, which turned out to be just a bit of a incredibly windy place by the sea. I just took him up on the offer. No, Then, of course, I lured my buddy Elrion in, who was at level 2 and nearly level 3. So did a daily for Elrion, and then finally got my cozy place in the library back. So both Elrion and Haku are now level 3.5. So probably tomorrow I can boost them to level 4. Haku 4 is the level you want, because it unlocks quite some crafting options to get more armor on your shield, which is in the end what everything seems to evolve around. Revolve around? Yeah. It's Pokemon that evolve, things revolve. Or something along those lines. Must say, they were not kidding when they said that metal shininess has been improved. It now actually interacts with the color of light that falls on the metal. So right now I'm wearing one of the body armors for the expansion. And there's some metal on your breastplate. But that metal really has the color of whatever light falls on it. So when I was standing next to the waypoint, I was wondering, like why is my armor blue? I swear I switched it. But it was a blue light reflecting, and then I went to a more yellowish light. Then my armor became more yellowish. So, ooh, hello, something there. Okay, still got some space. And oh, look at that, I need to level up even more to get those. We're full on stuff, might as well empty my pockets here.
At your service.
So, Peregrine we keep. That's all IDDs. Bit of life, bit of dex, one level too high. But it has sockets, and the current one is not really that great either. Might as well keep these. Early game, to me, it's all about just getting sockets, and preferably getting linked sockets. Everything else is kind of secondary to that. I've got 5 jewelers. Am I gonna try to get more sockets out of this, or am I simply just gonna say chrome it? Life is easy when you can just say chrome it. Okay, so we lost some cold res, we kept our lightning res, in the process gained a bunch of accuracy, which is kind of neat, since now I'm at 94% chance to hit, whereas before it was only 88, so that is just a nice damage bonus. So that's now 501 DPS. So Flicker Strike needs to go back, Vengeance needs to go back, and this one was just a placeholder, in case I managed to bleed something. That's kind of alright. So let's go back to whence we came and take on Lady Piety. So we leave the Lunaris Temple, going from the shiny place to the corrupted place. So let's see. Armor 1700, nearly 70% estimated damage reduction. Meaning I should be able to stand pretty tall against these ladies that throw projectiles at me. And of course, life regen does wonders for you when you're taking little bits of damage. I'm just happy that armor in Path of Exile does not function the way it did in Diablo 2. Their armor functioned more like evasion in Path of Exile. Now you had a chance to evade the damage instead of producing it. But if you were running, your armor was set to 0. That's one of those little interesting, odd, quirky edge cases of that of the game. So Oh, you could be tanky as hell, but if you were running, then all the armor in the world literally counted for nothing. It's kind of fun. So you really would occasionally just switch back from running to just simply walking in order to make your armor count for something. Or, you know, stay out of monsters' grasp. Helps a lot as well. If you're not there to be hit, then chances are you're not gonna get hit. Ooh, a heavy belt with 35 strength. Oh, the keep coming back to the crafting episodes. The magnate belt. It's just a relatively simple, very low level belt that has a conditional, pretty decent resistance bonus if you get 200 plus strength. In 3.2, in the Bestiary patch, 2 new prophecies were added that allow you to upgrade it to 2 different versions of prophesied items. One of them interacts with a dexterity and the other one interacts with intelligence. So if you have 200 of one of the other stats, you also get a bonus. And for the dexterity one, if I'm remembering correctly, that was the Nomad, you would get projectile damage bonus, which seems pretty relevant for this build. So might be a nice belt to go for in the short to medium term. And then well, eventually we'll probably end up with a vice belt, because well, that's what you always end up with these days. Or no, one of the abyssal belts, that is. What's abyssal vice? The name actually eludes me, but doesn't really matter. You know what I mean. And as you see, no, the flicker strike, it's not perfect. You can't jump through walls into empty cages, but if the cage is filled, then you can jump through it. Plenty alright. Okay. Crimson Dance, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, Crimson Dance, actually, let's not. Why right now? My thinking is I've got a low chance to cause bleeding, around 25% if I'm not mistaken, yeah. So, every 4 hits, one of them is going to cause bleeding. Bleeding lasts for 5 seconds. I currently attack about 2 times per second. So once every 2 seconds I inflict bleeding. So in 5 seconds I'm going to inflict 2.5 stacks of bleeding on average. So the highest always counts, lowest is just ignored. So chances are now you can use that a little bit to just get your bleeding to be a little higher and stay a little bit higher. But it's really not gonna be all that great in the long term. Crimson Dance is gonna cut my damage in half. And then in the ideal case, if I'm attacking an enemy for 5 seconds, I'm gonna get 2.5 stacks. I don't think it is worth it with low chance to bleed. By grabbing Bloodletting, however, we get 2 times a 15% chance to cause bleeding, which it's going to boost the chance plenty high, and that is going to make it worth it. So for now, I'm just going to ignore that one, and instead I'm going to grab the Life Leech one to just boost the strength of my blood magic. Well, if you're recovering life, then you're in a better position. Now, right now, regeneration is taking care of a lot of the downsides of blood magic. I was aiming for you, but I need to target you. Yes, that's it. Wonderful. I'll just charge up here, nothing to see. Move along. Cool. So, resistance check. 50% fire, 50% cold, maxed out lightning. Sure, why not? I'm effectively taking double fire and cold damage here compared to being full
You've done your
rust.
ancestors proud, Khan. Now, here's your warrior's death.
Okay. Just trying to keep her cursed, keep my war cry up, and keep my totem up, and that's all the damage bonuses I need. Piety goes the way of the dodo.
Take everything Dominus loves, as he took it from me.
So angry. Maramoa is happy though. So we're gonna get Tectonic Slam. That's the new attack. Totally not useful for us. Oh, funny, you can use a mace, you can use a sword, axe, staff, or unarmed. But a claw is practically unarmed. Yeah. International War Chief. This one boosts your melee damage. It's a more multiplier, but it's only melee damage, so it's not gonna help Spectral Shield Throw, so therefore it is not useful for this build. Earthquake, Ice Crash, Cyclone. Cyclone is movement, but it's ground-based movement, so I don't really care. I'm just gonna grab Tectonic Slam, not because I need it, but because, well, why not? Ghoul Guardian Full Plate. It is more armor than the current one. That means it is an upgrade. It has life. It has a decent armor roll. I would love a percentage roll like that on my shield, to be honest. And a flat roll. Wow, this one does have the jackpot here. And not enough links, so I don't care. It's only 2 sockets. That's a little bit of a problem. On the other hand, it's a decent one. 6% lightning resistance is... Well, I'm overcapped on that now. Plus, it's not a lot to keep around. So you know what? That's my new armor.
Good luck to you.
Good luck to you. Are you sure that wasn't sarcasm? Could be sarcasm. Okay. But just put that one there. Let's see what everybody else has to say.
See you.
See you. A skill point. I like skill points.
Unfortunately, Piety.
So, just gonna take the quick route towards Hematophagy. Skipping out on the 2 nodes here. I'll probably grab them later, but for now, no, just do the quick thing. Grab the main node. And let's see, anything in here I could ditch for the moment. The one has 3 prefixes, so I could craft a suffix on it. That is actually nice. So I could craft an extra resistance on there. So that could be some fire or cold, but that's probably going to be better at Haku 4. So I think I'm just going to leave that one in the fridge for now. Let's grab the next waypoint. Because there are plenty of avian riches there. Maybe we'll just find a beast or something. No, it's Bestiary League. It would be nice to find some beasties to capture. Well, we did capture one beastie. While doing the Vaal Oversoul fight. Or the... whatever it was called. The prophesied Vaal Oversoul. Also, this area has a lot of things going for it now. There is a trial here, there is a waypoint here, there's the entrance to Lunar's Temple, there's the entrance to... Oh, no, not Lunar's Temple, to the library. Hey, hello there. Okay, so... maybe standing here tanking all the spectral beasties, not the greatest idea in the world. Oh, I was too slow. I was too slow. I spiked my damage and I was too late throwing my net. That's how you miss beasties. Oh well, you live, you learn. So I'm gonna follow the road for now. I think that was the best way. Oh look, avian rich. Just grabbing one of them. Just because. I think this was one of the best ways to grab the waypoint. Just follow the road. What was it there? Ah, it's probably here. And there we are. One waypoint. So let's just wander around a little bit for the trial entrance to the hedge maze. Oh, vegan. That's also kind of interesting.
You there. Let me bend your ear. Even.
I'll find a rare version of you. Begin combat. Yeah, you.
Put your back into it.
Oh, dummies. I really should try to read these things sometime. Because it did say, no, start combat. So I figured, like, nope, attack, kill, destroy.
Best fun you can have on your feet.
Well, still 20-1. For someone who was not really in race for the first couple of dummies, I think I did not too bad. Let's see, Glade Mambas. Eventually I'll just get rare versions of everything, so I'm just gonna not waste my time on the white ones, especially since they're just taking up space.
An emperor must know precisely where he stands.
That is 6 out of 6 trials. We're level 33, that is the level of the labyrinth, so we could become a Juggernaut soon as well. So I'm gonna do the library first. I really want to get myself a flame dash, so I can just get rid of this dreadful flicker strike, since as a movement skill it's kind of rubbish. Let's do that. I think we did claim the reward for killing Graphices. Bit late. I think we killed him at the beginning of the episode and didn't grab the reward until after killing Piety, but well, such is life or death. But helping the ghost out will grant us access to support gems and also to the ability to buy low-level gems for all colors. Which means flame dash. There might be some old support gems as well that I missed. Oh, maybe some red or some green ones. Or some green or some blue ones, I mean. Don't think we really use a lot in the build. It's mostly red and green. And I think those, the combat ones at least, are available to the Marauder by default. But you never know. Fortify, of course, is also going to become available as a support gem, which is kind of nice. It is a nice support gem. Freezes you when activated. Luckily, I have a self-crafted flask for that. And something with magic monsters. Ooh, 4-linked mesh boots. Would be happy about that, except, of course, I have uniques, so yeah. I'll eventually have to Vorici those into the correct number of sockets, because, well,
I am honored to serve you, my ancestor.
at level 14, that means I can get a 3-link at best. Need level 25 for your 4-link, but you can use the Vorici craft to force that, which is kind of nice. Okay, so we come from one way, that usually means you go to the other side from Siosa to find the portal, or the secret door. Oh look, a skeletal beast. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You I want to capture. Tyrannosaurus, yes.
The first ones look upon this capture with pride, Exile.
Aha.
You hunt well.
Okay, cool. No recipes, that's surprising. Wait, it is a story unique. Let's see. Oh, 672 damage, that's decent. And keep in mind that the shield is just a very, very simple one. I mean, the percentage crafted on here could be 46%, I think, at this level. Just glancing over at my lookup table. It could actually go up to 55. With Haku crafted, it could be 55. It could also naturally roll up to 55%. And I could have flat armor on here as well. With Haku level 4, I can get add up to 48 flat armor, which will in turn be amplified by the bonuses. So once I get Haku to the next level tomorrow, oh hello, I can improve the amount of armor on my shield even more. And that of course means more damage.
I now will take the captured beast.
Colossal life flasks. Just when I actually have a set of bleeding, poison and curse removal flasks, and one of them is even instant removal, I get access to the next tier. That's usually why I wait with crafting flasks by rolling lots of orbs of alteration until level 42, or at least unbound until I get the level 42 life flasks, since they are endgame tier, but you get them at 44. It's only the 2400 life flasks that are better for instant healing. There we are. But no, if you're gonna go up against Dominaires and Piety, you might as well just get yourself a couple of flasks, and especially now, if you have a good prefix on your flask, then you can craft the suffix on it, and that makes crafting flasks so much easier. There's so much less of a hassle, and even importantly, it makes them less of a currency sink. Hello there, Trinian. Okay, yeah, that was kind of expectable. Expectable, to be expected. Not a colossal life flask. Cool. Okay, so that means I'm fully loaded up. Might as well empty my pockets.
Heard you have a positive.
Okay, level 2, that means you've reset. Oh, no gems yet, that is level 3. And we sell all the things, get some currency out of it. One card and some flasks. Cool. Also overflowing in these things, nice. I might actually have to start identifying my rares now. It's a good way to get lots of orbs of transmutation and keep all of your ID scrolls. Just don't ID the rares you don't think you will use. Pro strategy, of course, there would be to not even pick up those rares if you don't really need the currency. Let's face it, is there ever a time where you don't need currency? Okay, so you have some poor timing, Ghosty, because there's nothing for you to possess. If you were, say, in the center or something, you could have possessed Trinian. That's well, out here. Well. So for my weapon slots, let's just staring at one of those claws made me think. For the weapon slot, rolling some damage on it is okay, but it's a utility that is more important. So no life gain on hit from claws is a very nice example of utility mods. Weapons can have resistances on them, especially if you craft them on them. So now you could fix one of your resists by crafting a resistance suffix on it with the weapons bench in your hideout. I don't think things like the percentage chance to bleed and such, I don't think they will work. since, well, no, they're weapon local. If this were a build with mana, then going for a scepter and getting things like mana regen on it would be useful as well. But well, it's not another mana build, so mana regen is not going to help you. No, but that is the kind of thinking that would be useful for finding mods. Now, don't look for the weapon things, look for other things. So Fortify is something that we will most definitely be using unless I manage to obtain the Advancing Fortress Claw. And this one is going to be associated with the shield charge, faster attacks, and well, then of course also Fortify. So whenever we charge into something, we get even more damage reduction. I think it's 20%. Which, no, it's pretty neat, especially for a build that is already this tanky. And we can now buy things. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, Flame Dash, my precious. We have a movement skill. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to fix some of these things. Now get some sockets sorted out and just, quietly go through here. Increased duration, for example, would be useful. I think we might even be using it in 1 or 2 links. But that's gonna have to wait until next time. So for now, I'm going to thank you very much for watching. And hope to see you again next episode. Bye bye.